What's up, Patriots? It's March 7th, and we're winging it here. For those that don't know, the Astro van is pretty much dead. So I'm gimping by with another vehicle right now, and I don't know, just figuring out, do I want to buy another Astro van or do I want to do something else? Been doing the Astro van for like 7 years, drove all over the country. It was a fantastic thing. But it's like, you know, sometimes God just takes something out of your life, and before you jump right back into that same scene, I'm going to have a little walkabout in my brain about it. So how you doing, Patriots? We'll just show a couple of memes here before we get a little crew going in here, and then we'll just chat about the news, man. 2 days it piled up into stuff to talk about already. Hello, Hilda. Hello, we need peace. Trina. How's it going, Trina? Seeing you guys all out there in the chats. Doing good things. So I'm kind of winging it here. You know, pardon the shaky cameras or whatever. Oh, let's just play this while we're sitting here. I love this. I love chickens and eggs. Everyone's talking about eggs now. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. I love that, you guys. I hope you guys like that too. Winging it. There we go. How's it going? Yeah, that's us, man. That rooster is us for sure. And since we're talking about eggs, how about the eggs? You know, everybody's screaming, my eggs cost $9 a dozen. And you gotta go, you just let the government kill all your chickens. That's why you don't got any eggs, egghead. So hopefully that will solve itself here eventually. It's pretty quick to turn around egg hatching hens and stuff in a all right, Trina, I'll send you that link. So I'm in the truck because it's really windy out, but man, is it gorgeous. It's finally warming up a little bit. And yeah, man, a whole bunch of stuff happened. It's been 4 days, I think, since we talked last time, and we had this sanctuary city hearing. Congress talking about stuff more. They're just doing more hearings, more committees, but the ones we're getting are kind of entertaining. And I didn't take too much about this sanctuary city meeting, so I didn't really watch it. But then later, when the clips came out about it, I realized that the Republicans were submitting. All right, so the hearing was, they brought in 4 Democrat mayors. It was the mayor of Chicago, mayor of Boston, and 2 other ones, I can't remember. Flaming sanctuary city, full-blown mayors that can just talk loops around any question, right? And I watched a little bit of it, and then a Democrat senator would come on to the committee and start asking them questions. I just couldn't stand listening to it, you know? It was horrible. So in the clips that came out later, I saw that Lauren Boebert, at the end of her talk, which I missed, she's holding up the records of the meeting, and she says, I'm submitting all this to the Department of Justice. So finally, we got some action going on here, man. What do we got? Man, this sun's going to be a problem. Well, yeah, so the sanctuary city thing, here's what I see how it's going to pan out. And the sanctuary state thing, because there's governors like this too. Trump's going to end the Department of Education, man. And then what's going to happen? He keeps saying, let it go back to the states, right? Let the Department of Education go back to the states. And okay, fine. That's fine. They'll make adjustments. Next thing you know, each state is going to be paying for their own education departments, right? And then the people, once it becomes obvious that you can't run a DEI program without government subsidies, each of these states is going to figure it out, and the people in the blue states are going to start turning red. So it's a dead-end plan for the Democrats. That's why they are screaming so hard about this. And it's a genius plan by Trump. Once again. What's up, Ridgeline? How's it going? Good to see you. We need peace. I thought Romeo did a pretty good job this morning on American Patriot News, man. He was just winging it too. We're all talking about Gilligan's Island and he's talking about news. That was pretty funny. American Patriot News, man. Doing a show every day. They're going to take a break, though, for a little while. So just look for them on. They'll be putting out videos and stuff. And I got to give credit, too. Hayden Music Page, man. I use their pictures that I take off of his videos all the time, man. Most of the memes that are in my thumbnail pictures for the video after it's done is most of the time is poached off of Hayden Music Page. And he's cool with that. But I just want to give him credit. Rumble's been giving him problems, man. I don't know what it is, man. Not everybody's crying that Rumble is giving them problems, but yeah, man. So it's hard for him to get his videos out. He's saying somebody in Rumble is sabotaging his stuff, man. Skipper. Yeah, Marianne or Ginger, though. That's the guy question. That's pretty funny. Hey, Patriot Roy D. Good to see you, man. Yeah, APN they were just ringing it, man. So anyways, that Department of Education thing, they are screaming about this, man. They don't want it, but Trump put a person in charge of the Department of Education who knows that she is going to be dismantling it. And they're in the process. So that whole scene is going on, right? There's a lot going on all at the same time. It's like a blitzkrieg. It's something to see. And I want to try to keep up with it, with documenting it with videos and stuff, man, because it's pretty cool. So Lauren Boebert referring sanctuary mayors to the Department of Justice. We got all the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and the JFK, Martin Luther King, 9/11 files. All these files are, ready to come out, but we can't get any of them out till, like, apparently the Jeffrey Epstein thing solves itself. So, and they're trying to use that as a wedge to divide us all up. And if we get divided up, we lose our power, man. United, we cannot be divided. Okay, we win. So, I forgot what I was just talking about. What was I just talking about? Are you guys talking about Gilligan's Island? All right. Hit like, hit share, and subscribe. How about that? Oh, all these files that are coming out. It's going to be a lot of information coming out, and I think it's going to be perfectly timed because there's a lot of planning going into the operation that's going on right now. Okay, so last time we were talking about there was a behind the scenes thing. All the cabinet posts are central casting, and they're just presenting what the people behind the scenes have been doing for the last 4, 5, 6 years. Okay. So these prosecutions got to stick. And I do believe that that's what's going to happen here. But we got to keep patient. And I know that it sucks. You got to keep waiting till, another thing comes out. But it's all going to happen, I think, in an amazing crescendo. Because at the same time we got Department of Justice releasing all these files, we got Hegseth going after the Department of Defense with audits and all that. And then at the same time, we got the IRS, that whole thing. Trump's going to lay off like 45,000 people out of the IRS. Just hang tight, Patriots. Hang tight. I believe it is happening. Do you guys see it too? Ridgeline on Edge says Democrats are falling apart. Yeah, they are. At the same time, we also got James Comey of the FBI, who was front and center of the whole Hillary operation 9 years ago, you know. So all that's going to be coming out. I can't wait. I think James Comey's going to just spill the beans, man. He was front and center of that whole operation, and there was so much corruption going on in that. Oh, and then it goes back even further. Turns out Obama's birth certificate is bunk. He never was an American citizen. And his whole 8 years in office is illegitimate also, you know? All right, so I just might have touched on 5 different points there. There's 15 more, you know, on that, you know, the border. 8,000 troops at the border right now. Mexico handing over cartel leaders. Trudeau up in Canada trying to squirm. Did you ever see anybody squirm so much as Trudeau right now, man? So, and Trump's playing this tariff thing like Vivaldi, you know. Mexico got a 4-week extension on their tariffs that are about to begin on every car, every product that comes in, unless they do something, okay? They got to stop the flow of the fentanyl into this country. That's Trump's line in the sand. When he sees action on the fentanyl, he'll take those tariffs away. You know, there's a 10% tariff on everything until Canada and Mexico does something about the fentanyl. So this is genius, man. It's genius. And I just want to document it, man. Okay, Ridgeline, right. Thanks for bringing that up. And what's up with auto pen Biden signatures done by who knows who, right? Are the pardons legit? Well, they're signed by an imposter, so they're legit on that level. Is the document itself illegitimate because nobody really signed it? A person didn't sign the papers, right? Good point. So they're saying that Joe Biden he didn't actually sign those papers. They were using something called an auto pen. So whatever. I never even heard of an auto pen before, but we'll see. We'll see. I think so too, Peace. They need to pull Obama and Biden out of everything. They were illegitimate. They did everything they could do to ruin this country, and there's zombies out there. 90% of the population of D.C. thinks Kamala was the right choice in the last election yet. So what's happening now is central casting. We'll get them. We'll get them. Sooner or later, the people of D.C. are going to understand this, you know? And then it's going to be fun then. Yeah, couldn't all avoid all of Biden's pardons, right, Ridgeline? Definitely. Oh, and then they're all on Elon. They're all hating on Elon. So we got the whole Elon Doge thing happening. Every day more comes out with the Doge, man. I think the Doge prosecutions are going to dwarf the J6 operation. And while J6 was happening, we were all being told that was the biggest organized prosecution ever completed by the DOJ. So anybody that's left in the DOJ, Trump keeps saying, I want to keep the good ones. I want to keep the good ones, okay? They just cleaned out 5,000 prosecutors in the DOJ. So Pam Bondi's hiring, you know. I think all you retire. The problem is good lawyers, they work till they're 60 and then they retire and then they don't want to work anymore, right? But I'm saying good lawyers, make yourself useful, jump in because they're going to Doge the federal government and the states are next. I mean, now is a sweet time to be a lawyer and a sweet time to serve your country as a lawyer. How about that, man? Let's go, lawyers. Or we'll just get Elon to make a lawyer grok, and we'll be able to walk into a courtroom with our phones and hit a button, and we can have AI argue the cases before these judges. I think that would be pretty wild too. That would put the lawyers in their place. Grok can do your job, lawyers. Heads up, heads up. Or Grok will soon be able to do your job. Who opened the crazy can? Some lady got out on an airplane and completely undressed. Wow. It's wild, man. Heads up, people. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff, man. What's another thing that they're trying to, every little issue they're using to try to break up MAGA, okay? So be careful. You see how they're using Elon? You see how they're using the Ukraine thing? You see how they're using the Doge reveals? All this stuff, they're trying to divide us up. But it usually takes a day for everybody to get up on bogus information, So the first time you hear something, wait till you hear the results of once we get it into the network and digest it and figure it out. The Trump train is full blast right now. And pretty soon the people of DC will realize what idiots they've been for the last 16 years, man. And it's a shame. All these Democrat people, they're not all bad. They're not all bad, but look at what you've been sold over the last 20 years. Seriously, look at what you were voting for. And look at, your party just told you Kamala was the best choice on that last election. And your party just sat through a presidential State of the Union address in the halls of Congress, and half of them walked out. They were looking at their phones. They were yelling things. They were holding up stupid little signs. They were shaking the cane at the president of the United States. Look at your party, patriots. You're not all bad, Democrats. Come on. Come on. What else was there? The whole Israel thing. Israel. There's a whole nother can of worms that Trump is just dominating in the conversation. What a lot of people are trying to say is that Trump said he's going to start sending American troops over to Israel, and he did not say that. He didn't say that. You can easily take a little clip of Trump talking here and a clip here, but just like the whole Charlottesville bullshit, he did not say that. What he did say was, I will provide Israel with everything they need, with all they'll need. I will provide Israel with all they'll need, okay? So then Israel's going to have to step up and really perform here, all right? Here's where Israel's going to the government of Israel is going to get exposed, man. It's so obvious, man. We ain't sending one troop over to Israel. We're going to give him all that he wants. I mean, Israel will have everything they need to take back the Gaza Strip and flush those terrorists out of their country. And Israel ain't going to do it. So Israel, the government of Israel, isn't going to do it, man. All right, C for Freedom. What's up, Slim 57 and Shirlene? Good to see y'all, man. So, Israel's a quagmire, but I feel like I got some insight on Israel. The nation of Israel over there isn't the same Israel out of the Bible. God calls his people Israel, the congregation that went through the desert, that built the tabernacle and wandered for 40 years, God delivered Israel into the land. And then from that, almost immediately, they started sinning, and that's the whole point. Humans sin without daily advice from God, daily inspiration from God. And that's the whole story of Israel. So Israel is God's people that have been annihilated and dispersed throughout the world, going all the way back to King David, King David's nation, that was Israel, but it got split up and divided and conquered like 5 or 6 or 7 times, man. They got dispersed into the corners of the earth, and that's basically us. Can any of us trace our heritage back to 3700 BC? I mean, you can't. Israel's blood, I believe, is in pretty much every human being right now. And Israel is God's people. So when they took that name and made a country over there, look at who did it and why they did it and the result of them doing it. And it has been nothing but human misery and death and destruction and domination, using that against us good people, man. Out of all the people in the world to be persecuted, why do they pick Christians? We're told to be peaceful. We're told to, pay our taxes and do all that. But yet Christians are being persecuted like none other all over the planet, man. And Zelensky included. He shut down the churches in Ukraine. How many of the zombies in DC know that? 0. 2%. The 2% people that can not vote for Kamala know that, probably. So things are coming together, Patriots. Thomas Massie reintroduced, again, the Fed bill. So there's the whole fight going on over the Federal Reserve right now. And look at all the information that people are getting about what a Federal Reserve is. It's a complicated issue. But look at the deception that went into how they instituted the Federal Reserve. They did it from Jekyll Island down in Georgia, not Congress. And they took over our money system. So is there gold in Fort Knox? What are the repercussions of if there isn't gold? And, all these things. This is information that people didn't know last year. So this is like a great reveal. I hope there's gold there. I think there's supposed to be gold there. I don't know whose gold is there. I don't even know how you buy gold. I don't think you're allowed to own gold. There's too much around the gold thing. I don't know. I'm just a peaceful Christian. I want to work and get compensated so I can eat, basically. Hey, what's up, General? Good to see you too, man. We're still plugged in over here in eastern Pennsylvania. Good to see you, man. General, we were talking about the Charleroi bust yesterday, or last video. They busted that guy that ran that temp agency, man. And I think you talked to a couple people that on your field trip, man. We got to do field trips, man. That was cool. And you guys uncovered the Charleroi Haitian illegal worker mystery over there. That guy was chiseling on his taxes to the tune of $3.1 million. They caught him with 25 illegally housed, illegal immigrants. And that's just what they caught him with. So I know there had to have been more. Gold coins and silver coins. I know you can buy coins, but there's rules about that or something. I just haven't ever had the time to study the topic of gold and silver, I know there's a lot to it. The Hunt brothers tried to take over the silver market and they made rules. But it would be nice to know our money is worth something, I don't even know what digital currency is, and I hope I don't have to ever partake in that, but some people that know things say that's the best thing coming here. Yeah, but you know what? We need peace. God always has a remnant, Yeah, we take a lot of the hits, man. Our people get decimated. But, God always saves a remnant. And that's us right now. And he just did really cool things with us during the last 4 years. So, it's a charmed, I was just thinking, man, it's been a charmed life. It hasn't been a cushy life. But definitely, when I look back, I can't imagine being in an office for all those weeks I was down in D.C. It would have probably been easier, and I would have had more money in my bank account right now. But, I mean, what a charmed life we get to lead here as believers. And God leads you on these adventures. Life is a journey, not a destination. We're all plugged into that, right? The whole medical system, Hilda, is coming down. We are going to know. There's ways of healing. There is hidden knowledge of healing. All these people we know that died of cancer definitely could have been saved, I think. And that information hopefully will come out shortly. It's horrible to think about, but man, I believe that to be true. There is simple, easy knowledge that they are hiding from us. And God reveals the hidden things. And I think he will clue you in when you need to have a clue. Look to him for the solution, though. Don't look to a guy in a white lab coat. Go to the doctor, but, discernment. Get a second opinion. Try a different kind of doctor every once in a while. It's horrible. It's horrible what they put us through. Yeah, we need peace. I did some gold panning out in Arizona for a month. That was cool. That was part of my charmed life adventures I got to do. We did some stream panning, and we went up into the desert and did some dry washing. That was cool. I never even heard of dry washing, but there's a way to just dig up dry sand and you use a special sluice. It was really very interesting. Learned a lot, and we found a little color. Not enough to pay the trip, though. So yeah, they're going to try to divide us with this Israel thing. Trump never said we're sending troops, but that's what they're saying. Don't believe it. We're going to provide Israel with everything that they're going to need to take care of their problem over there. And we're going to watch them fumble the ball, is my prediction. Then it will become obvious about the government in Israel, man. Okay, and then the Department of Education, when he eliminates that, it's going to go back to the states, right? So that freak up in Maine who is censoring people for standing up for boys and women's sports against it. They take an elected official in Maine and vote and censure them, and because they said there should be no men and women's sports. All right. So logic and reason is out the window in Maine. So they're going to get their own, they'll be able to control their whole school system up there. And you're going to see a mass exodus out of Maine, it's going to get real at that point for a lot of people in Maine. Hopefully they could head it off at the pass and start arguing about this now. Get these red people out of government. These blue people out of the government. Yeah, and right, Hilda, right. It's, we wait to go to the doctor, and by then it's too late to a lot of the doctors. It's horrible. They'll only pay for certain doctors. That always made me wonder. And once I started paying to go to the doctors I wanted to try, things started improving. Another interesting thing that happened, I just saw clips of it today, was Charlie Kirk did a podcast with Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, which was, I watched like 20 minutes of it. It was really interesting to watch that conversation. It was a conversation. And I got to hand it to Gavin. He was respectable. He didn't do the normal, just call the other guy names when you don't know what else to argue. It was interesting to watch. So there's a lot of really interesting things out there, man. And then one more thing. Hunter Biden is declaring he's bankrupt. All right, this is getting too blown out. I'm just going to put some memes up here while we're talking. Here, we were talking about the Illuminati the other day. The Illuminati's real, folks. Look at your dollar bill. But yeah, Hunter Biden is, he's claiming he's bankrupt. And when you really think about it, it's no wonder he's bankrupt, because his business just ended. And his business was access to his dad. And his dad is sitting in a lawn chair on the beach right now or somewhere. We don't know where he is. Odd, we don't know where he is. He's not vocal at all, if he was such a great guy to vote for. But yeah, his business, his access to FJB got cut off, so naturally he is bankrupt. And he's going to try to argue that. So there'll be some great court hearings there. And until this happens, nothing will change, man. So I do believe we got the evidence for everything. I mean, really, if everything on the internet is forever, I have seen the information over the last 16 years to put everybody, Hillary, back to Clinton in jail, George Bush. These people have been ripping us off, looting us, killing us the whole time. And it's finally coming out. There are many, many ways to compromise people. And Epstein Island was just one of them. And I think there was more than just the Epstein Island. Think back to the Playboy Mansion. For those who are old enough, think back to the Playboy Mansion. There's been many of these Epstein Island things. We just didn't know what they were. Hugh Hefner ran a magazine called Playboy for all you youngsters. And he had this big mansion. I think it was in Chicago. And he would invite movie stars over all the time. And Hugh Hefner just like, he was the cool guy. He smoked a pipe. He sat around in his pajamas. And he had like totally hot chicks all over the place all the time who were the centerfolds in his magazine of pornography, you know. Maybe the kids don't know about this stuff, so I'm telling them, you know. Your neighbor has lung cancer, but she never smoked. That's interesting. Yeah. Wonder what Hunter is painting now, General. Skull and Bones. That's right. We need peace. The Illuminati formed in 1776. Then you got the Freemasons. You got the Shriners. You got the Rotary Club, all these, the Lions Club, they're all these secret organizations. They all got a different secret handshake. They don't communicate, just like you don't tell one soldier all the plan, or else, you know, so you can keep a lid on things. Yeah, I've heard that too about lung cancer. But look into acupuncture, look into the Amish medicine, look into you know, there's a lot you can do about lung cancer while you're waiting to go to your doctor appointment in 3 months. You know, it's really horrible. And sometimes your neighbors, when somebody's sick, sometimes they need somebody to just step in with some information and a bag of stuff to try, a bag of tea or a bag of something. Somebody just stepped into my life just recently when I got sick back right after the J6 release, man. I was down. I didn't know what to do. All my normal tricks weren't working. And somebody stepped up with some ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine for me, man. And it knocked it right out. That was a beautiful thing somebody did for me there. So yeah, there is lots of ways to compromise people. You got the Epstein Island thing. You got greed. This whole kickback system that Elon is uncovering, and we're just now starting to look back to where the money was coming back to these people. We got one topic. Who's that big black chick? The big ugly black chick from Georgia. Started up an NGO or something that as soon as money for the Green New Deal came out, she started this thing up with $100, and next thing you know, she's got like $2 billion to work with because she's hooked up in the club. Oh man, what's her name? She's married to Muriel Bowser, the DC mayor. These disgusting people. And there's other ways of compromising people with honey pots, you know? Get them drinking, get them talking, blackmail them that way. Some people, they just get off on power. So, you know, let them, do something they know you can't do, and they get off the hook, and now they owe you something. There's 199 ways to corrupt people. And they've been working on Congress for a long, long time. And then there's the old trustee, just scare them to death, so they're just freaked out. They can't do nothing. I mean, you can kind of, the people that are like that are actually good people. Now, if they scared you to death like that, and you won't touch certain subjects in your office, then they can get you that way. Like, you know, I think I've seen a couple of our politicians happen to. Yeah, the dewormer stuff. Right, Ridgeline. And now they're talking about legalizing hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, though. So in 6 months, we should be able to buy that down at CVS without a prescription, man. And they're getting to the bottom of all these. I just lost the chat. There it is. All right. Yeah, right on. So these are the things that God let us see, man. We weren't going to figure these things out on our own. And we pray for discernment. God shows you things. Everyone else is on their own journey. You know what I mean? You can be there with information and help, but everybody makes their own decisions when it comes to that. Here we live in this age right here. I think, though, we got to give our kids a little more credit, man. I think the young folks are seeing it. They're thinking on their feet, I think, more than we were at their age, tell you the truth. Yeah, Ridgeline, Trump told Bowser to clean up the DC streets. No land. General, is that wellness company? I think that is where you can get like ivermectin. There's commercials for it on like RSBN and stuff. Just write the address down, look into them, and try ordering it. That's what I'm going to try to do here. I just got to get some from somewhere because, man, that stuff worked for sure. And there's a long history of ivermectin working for people. And that's what they hid. That was censored information when COVID came out. Unbelievable, ain't it? Unbelievable. Totally. All right. Nova bought one from Wellness Company. Was it a good, easy experience there, Sherry? Hint, hint. So I think the kids are coming around. Look at that DJ Daniel kid, man. Have you ever met a more respectful, mature 13-year-old? And then look at what that one newscaster lady was saying. MAG Americans put out a short video with this, famous newscaster lady from the mainstream, and she just said some horrible things pertaining to DJ Daniel, that 13-year-old kid. Document this for history in this video. It's unbelievable, man. And then I saw Natalie Winters gave him an interview. Natalie Winters is a journalist with Steve Bannon's channel. She did an interview with DJ Daniel that was beautiful, you know. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. Here we got, Pete Hegseth has ordered all files pertaining to Benghazi be declassified. There's a whole nother battlefront. So Trump has opened up battlefronts almost 360, I think. That's why we got to stay together. Yeah, right, Ridgeline. He's not the only one. We got the supercomputer geniuses at Doge. Yeah, Mega Warriors, we do. We want them Epstein files. But we're not going to throw Pam Bondi over the side of the boat for it. You know what I mean? We got to let it play out. If she's the wrong person, this will play out. And that might be why certain other people are sitting in the side. You know, we got Matt Gaetz. He never got an assignment. We got General Flynn. He never got an assignment. So this is, I think, all planned out, man. All planned out. Pam Bondi may or may not be the one, but we got to stand behind her and just keep reminding we want to see those Epstein files and all the other ones. What's not making sense is why the Epstein files is hanging up all the other ones. You know, are they not ready also? Why don't you release one of them a while? So there's some type of a maneuver that's happening, I believe, with all of this. Right on, Mega Warriors in the chat. Awesome, man. Awesome. You guys are definitely MAGA warriors. Here's an interesting quote. Tolerance will reach such a level that intelligent people will be banned from thinking so as not to offend the imbeciles. Dostoevsky. You got to read at least one Dostoevsky book in your life. They're painful, but they are important. There you go. Thanks, Ridgeline. Yeah, pop in the links here. Totally okay with me. Here's an interesting point here. Cheers to all the free thinkers who've seen enough evidence over 16 years to not need 28 pages of heavily redacted government jargon to know that 9/11 was an inside job. We're waiting on that file too. That was another sham investigation on top of that. That's all we've seen for 50 years is sham investigations, man. I noticed, we need to keep an eye on Elon. That's right, we need peace. Pray for him to change for the good. I noticed he's traveling right next to Trump, man. He got off the helicopter at the White House the other night with Trump. I think there is good protection around these people. I do believe also that there are things happening that we have no idea about, that they're just not telling us about yet. And you know, you just got to believe it, man. We need peace. I went and saw Elon here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He gave like a 2.5-hour talk here. I was there in person, and he opened up the floor to questions. This will make you feel better about Elon, man. And here in Lancaster, we're pretty, Christianity-based city. And Elon answered questions from, I'm thinking about 40, 45, 50 people, okay? So he went through a lot of questions. But in those questions, a couple of people wanted to try to pigeonhole Elon into declaring Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior, okay? And he all but said that. So I gotta believe that Elon is a good guy. He is on the right track. He believes in a God, and I think he's better than we think he is. Elon's been involved with artificial intelligence, but he's been going to these summit meetings all around the world for the last couple of years as an advocate of limiting the AI, of trying to forewarn people about the dangers of AI. And he's got this Grok thing that's kind of evolving into something pretty cool. So I trust Elon, is what I'm trying to say. I trust him right now. I haven't seen anything nefarious out of him yet. And we got to go with him. He's on the team. Hell, half of our battle flanks are supplemented by his team, with his money, with his Starlink, with his the American Action Committee thing he did, and all that. So Elon's a force for good, I believe. Do you guys like Elon? Nova, you've been watching Elon for a long time. Hey, Terry, good to see you, bud. We got Arizona in the house. Oh, no way. MAGA Warriors, you got an Elon chainsaw flag. Woohoo! When's that flag with? That's coming up, right? In like a week? Oh, I can't wait to see that. We got to keep an eye on all of them. That's all there is to it. But I think a lot of thought went into who's at the top right now. And we got the top positions, but there is a lot of scum behind these top positions that needs to get out. And the FBI's got to get flushed. DOJ's got to get flushed. IRS got to get flushed. Congress needs to get flushed somehow. And we'll see how that happens. So when this Al Green character was getting censored by the Congress, all of the other Democrats got up and started singing a song around him, and they were all out of order. The whole Democrat Party was out of order. And why didn't we just censor the whole Congress right there at that point? Like Johnson had to shut Congress down for a recess because they were so out of order that you could not continue to have any type of functioning government happening in the room with these people. So what if the whole Democrat Party gets censored somehow? They can't sit on any committees then. They will, I don't know. It's just weird how all this is panning out. Now we got the Supreme Court stuff going on. Supreme Court says Trump can't not pay this $2 billion for USAID stuff. So what's going on with that? Is Trump going to seat some new justices, possibly? You think so, Nova? You think people aren't used to genius people when they don't usually fit in, and he's just happy to be accepted? I think there might be some of that going on with Elon, yeah. Yeah, right, Ridgeline. It was out of order with decorum, and so was that whole singing the song around him when they were censoring him. So they're all out of order at this point. And more getting revealed. More getting revealed. I know, they're saying it's about that money that Trump wants to spend is about contracts already in progress. Trump's got to do all this without Congress, though. Congress is not cooperating, and half of the Republicans are compromised. So I'm not looking to Congress to solve anything. They'll make some noise. They'll be a good distraction possibly when we need one. But I don't know. I feel like I'm watching this beautiful, beautiful plan come together here. All right, how's the sun now? Oh, the sun is still in there. Ay, ay, ay. The president could call for an insurrection act and send Dems home for a bit to pass legislation. That could be. There's got to be some kind of plan. There's got to be some kind of plan. So that was all good stuff to talk about, Patriots. I think we're going to have to leave it at that because I'm getting a low battery. I'm learning how to operate out of a whole new studio here. The weather was nice, though, so we got outside here. And it is a beautiful day. And let's just continue, man. I think once the Doge prosecutions start happening, it's going to dwarf the J6 prosecutions. And maybe that'll happen right around the time of our great American 250th anniversary for the birth of this country. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh yeah, wow, we got yeah, Ridgeline. I'm trying to wrap it up here, but you just brought up Europe, the whole thing in Europe. Europe is lining up to back Zelensky. There's countries that are not backing Zelensky, and a lot of the people in the countries that are backing Zelensky are having massive protests against backing Zelensky. So we got that whole thing going on. MAGA is worldwide, basically. MAGA is worldwide. And it's a hand of God on all this stuff. So glory to God for all of it, man. So yeah, daily maintenance on the spirit, on the mind. Read a Bible verse, get into one of these patriots got Bible studies and reading Psalms and prayer groups. A bunch of them out there on YouTube and Rumble, and get in on one of them. If that's your one moment of a day where you could touch the scriptures and have the scriptures, God's word, touch you, get in on them. And you don't got to watch, you don't got to be in all of them. It's not a commitment. Just if you see one on, you need some word, get in there and do it, man. All right, Trina, it's good to see you. Thank you, mods, for jumping in. You never know when the riffraff is going to show up. And when I get another page of notes, I'll be back. This is Jericho, over and out.